Welcome back to Squawk Box this morning. I want to take a look at the crypto market right now. Anthony Pompliano is here. He's the founder and CEO of Professional Capital Management. Bitcoin now sitting about, $85,000, $86,000 after touching, what was the most recent low? We're going to say about $76,000.
Correct.
Where are we going here? And how are you thinking about Bitcoin relative to gold in this particular moment?
Yeah, I think that's what everyone's really talking about right now. Bitcoin is down about 10% to start the year. Gold's up 20%. But if you look out over 1 year, they're both up about 35%. So it's pretty interesting that there's been this divergence. But if you go back and you take a look, you can actually see that gold usually leads these rallies. Okay. And nobody really knows why that happens. My kind of guess would be that a lot of the central banks and institutional investors, they're either not approved to buy Bitcoin or they're not used to running to Bitcoin in these moments of kind of geopolitical uncertainty. What we do see, though, is when gold runs about 100 days later or so, Bitcoin not only catches up, it usually runs much harder. And so you get that kind of higher volatility.
How much are you seeing people either buying or selling Bitcoin direct, meaning actual Bitcoin, versus playing the ETF market and the ETF market effectively buying the Bitcoin or selling the Bitcoin on their behalf?
Yeah, I think you get both now, right? It used to be obviously all retail and all direct in spot market, but I do see a lot of people using these ETFs. And I think what a lot of people kind of missed over maybe the last couple of months is there was a sovereign wealth fund that came out and said, hey, we actually got Bitcoin exposure through the ETF. And the reason why I thought that was interesting is there's a lot of conversation about Bitcoin and the geopolitical kind of debate, if you will. And one of the things is if you are buying Bitcoin and you're actually taking control of that Bitcoin in a self-custody way, you may be doing it for things other than price. You may be worried about the U.S. Treasury market or maybe sanctions or something like that. But if you're buying Bitcoin via the ETFs, you're simply just getting price exposure. You're not actually doing it from a geopolitical strategy standpoint. And so I think there's a lot of countries around the world that are saying to themselves, well, if the United States has a strategic Bitcoin reserve, they're openly talking about the fact that they're going to go buy more, we should have a Bitcoin strategy. Doesn't mean that we have to buy. We could just sit it out. But we need to have a decision here. And buying the ETF allows me to get price exposure, but not actually take on the geopolitical risk of having to talk to you.
Do you think they're going to actually be buying? I mean, that is a big question right now. I mean, yes, we have indicated that we're going to create this reserve, at least initially with, confiscated Bitcoin and the like. But do you think that there's definitely a sort of all green lights ahead for the taxpayer effectively to be buying Bitcoin? Because that's what we're talking about. Excuse me?
They're talking about tariff money going for
So I went down to Washington, D.C. last week to the White House. I interviewed Bo Hines, who's the executive director of the President's Advisor Council for Digital Assets. And I explicitly asked him this question. And the thing that he said to me that I think kind of took away was not only are they going to have the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, which we have, they are going to buy as much Bitcoin as they possibly can. And
with what money? And does that have to be authorized by Congress?
So there's a bunch of different ways they could do it. I think what they're trying to figure out is what is the best way to do it. And so a couple of examples would be they could revalue the gold. They could sell some of that. They can then go and they could buy Bitcoin.
Does that have to be done with Congress's approval?
There's a debate around who would be responsible, who would be involved. And they have
all this has to be done with executive order? I mean,
well, they have an interagency group right now that's working together. And so at that table is everyone from energy policymakers to law enforcement to economic advisors. Kind of everyone is trying to figure this out. I don't think you're going to see kind of very rash decision making kind of unilaterally. But I do think that working group is trying to figure it out. But you also have things like the tariff revenue or other areas where we may be saving money that we previously were wasting or abusing. And so I think that is probably, to me, the thing that the market most misunderstands is it's not just, hey, we're going to hold the Bitcoin. They're going to actively try to buy Bitcoin. And there's other countries around the world, they may be acquiring Bitcoin by mining and using natural resources that they have there. And so I think there's a lot of strategies here that the U.S. is going to pursue.